So hi everyone, this is Jasty again from the Achievement Squad, coming at you with another full walkthrough for the game Ascendance. So this is an indie title and it's from the guys over at One Vision Games. The part of this walkthrough, I will show you where to find every collectible, also known as a kubos, I believe, which will unlock you all of the collectible related achievements for the game, as well as showing you how to get to the end of each level in the game. There are 3 levels in total, roughly about 20 minutes a level, and it's a very quick win if you're looking for that full 1000G. As always, I do encourage you to go about playing the game for yourself and go discover the area, but follow the guide if you're looking for a quick win or if you're getting lost. Just before we jump into the gameplay, I just wanted to have a quick chat about the actual game itself and the developer. So the developer is from One Vision Games. It's done by a 2-man team. So the 2-man team have gone about building this game, and overall, that is, for me, that is incredibly impressive. And you know, I genuinely have a very good love for indie games. So for you guys, seriously, well done. You did a great job. I give the game itself a 10 out of 10. Aesthetically, it's very pleasing, the music is very relaxing, and overall it is generally just good fun. So to kick us off, let's start off with the first level, which is Lapis. Okay, so the first thing that you're going to want to do as soon as you land in the level is turn around, probably go the other direction, it'll be quicker. You want to head over to the beam of light and this orb here. Now this is a core function for the game, it's a key mechanic. Once you pick up the orb, the rest of the level will render in, and you'll keep picking up these orbs as you go through to render the rest of the level. And the aim of the game is to get to the exit and render the exit eventually. From this orb, take a right, drop down, and you'll find your first kubos, your first collectible, and this is called Luminescence. When you pick this one up, this will bag you the first achievement called Discoverer. From here, about turn and make your way back up to the previous orb. Now, head on ahead. What you want to do before you go up is you want to make your way around to the other side, hop up a ledge, look to your right, and you will see your second collectible out on the islands. Jump over and pick up the Attendance collectible. Once you've grabbed this one, turn about again, hop back over to the other side, make your way back around to where you originally come from by the previous orb, and you want to hop up the ledges until you reach the top to reach your second orb, which will render in the rest of the level. Now just ahead of me you'll see this diamond. We classify them as story diamonds in this case. Every time you go by one of these story diamonds you'll get a little bit of background info on what is going on in the world, so I recommend that you take the time to stop and have a read of these as you're going through the game. Once you've done that, hop over to the next island. Go to the edge, look down, and you will find the third collectible, which is Ascendance. This will bag you the Achievement Explorer for finding 3 of the Kubus collectibles. So hop to the pillar, and then you want to make your way over to the third orb in the level. Okay, so once the level has rendered in, you want to hop down and you want to go underneath the bridge that you were on previously and past the collectible that you would see on your left. Make your way up to the top, and you will see these kind of like sparkles. These sparkles are jump pads, and these guys will throw you up in the air just like any other jump pad in any other game. So hop on a board, make your way up, and at the top of this pillar to your right you will find another orb. You'll also see another collectible at this time. You won't be able to reach it at the moment, so you'll come back to that one later on. Okay, so once you've grabbed that orb, hop down to the ledge below, back onto the bridge that you started on. Go past the first orb and hop up the ledge, but take a right this time and you will see the new columns that have loaded in. Hop across these columns to the next jump pad. Now you'll probably notice there's a collectible on top of the pillar in the corner, but before you do that, what I recommend is you hop up the 2 jump pads and at the top jump over to the orb here. These orbs actually act as checkpoints, so if you fall into the water below, you don't die, but you respawn back at that location. So from this orb, do about turn, jump back to the previous pillar, and use the jump pads to hop across until you reach the collectible on the other side. It's worth noting if you hold the LB button, you do sprint and you gain velocity, so use that to your advantage. Once you've got this collectible, drop into the water below and you will respawn at the previous orb that you collected. and you want to continue on, and you want to hop across to the ledge in front of you with the bridge that has got the gap in it, and you want to make your way to the other side, hop across to the pillar, jump to the pillar on the right, look to your left and hop down to the ledge here, and look to the pillar at the sea and jump onto the ledge there, and then hop over to the next collectible, Ascendance. Now from this collectible, hop back to the column on your right, onto the jump pad, which will launch you up, and you'll see the next orb in the distance. Hop over to the pillar and make your way across to that orb. Okay, so once you've collected that orb and the area is rendered in, now we're not going to go ahead, we're going to do an about turn. So turn around where you are, you'll see a ramp in the distance. You're going to hop over to the ledge with the ramp, and once you get there you will find a lift that is going up and down. Now you want to ride this lift to the very top of its height, as far as it can go. Look to the left and jump to the column at the top. Once you're at the top and you're onto this column, take a look to the right and you'll see the next orb. Jump across and you'll land next to the next story diamond. Make sure you stop by and have a read. But make your way around the back by hopping up these ledges here, and you'll find another jump pad. Hop over to the jump pad. Once you're on the jump pad, about turn and hop over to the next orb. Okay, so once this area is loaded up, you want to look to the right, and there's the jump pad you used earlier to get up. You want to use this to bounce across to the newly formed ledges in front of you. Now, this is a word of warning, these red ledges, they will fall when you stand on them, so anything without a pillar underneath it will fall. Halfway along the bridge, look to your right and you'll be able to jump to the collectible you could not reach earlier, Refluence. This will also bag you another achievement for 100G called Collector for collecting 6 Kubus. Once you've grabbed that one, drop in the water to respawn back at the original orb, and make your way back to the bridge with the falling ledges. So hop on the jump pad to your right, cross right over, and this time you want to go straight to the very end of this bridge. So hop across the red ledges along the way, straight to the end, and you're going to jump down to the previous story diamond that you went past. So the first one of these that you saw, just drop down next to it, and you'll also see on the left the next collectible. So from here, turn left, jump across the regional gap, and then launch yourself out to the collectible, which I believe is called Ebulance, or Ebulance, I don't know, really doesn't matter. Once you've grabbed that one, about turn, hop to the pillar, jump to the lift, to the jump pad, and you'll see a lift in the corner. Land on top of the column and drop down onto this lift and ride this all the way to the top again. Now, once you're at the top, look to the pillar on the left, hop onto the jump pad, look to the left and you'll see the next orb in the distance. Launch yourself forward and grab that orb to spawn in the next set of area. Okay, so once you've done that, you want to jump back to the end of the bridge that you used earlier. So hop down to the left hand side, jump back to the story diamond and past the second orb of the game. Look to your left near the collectible and you will see a set of ledges going up. So jump over and you want to make your way to the top of this slopes here. Once you're at the top, look to the right and you will see a jump pad. Hop over to the jump pad and jump to the column on the left. On top of this column you want to then drop down to the columns below, and then you want to drop down again for the next collectible, collectible number 7, which is Opalescence. From here, hop onto the pillar to the right and follow the columns around until you're back at the slopes that you were on earlier. Okay, so once you're back at the slopes, make your way back to the top. Hop over to the jump pad, use the jump pad to boost up, but this time jump onto the column to the right for the next orb, and this will spawn in more environment. Okay, so once that's done, you want to look to your right, jump towards the orb that you see and go past the first orb that you collected in the game and make your way across the bridge where you originally started. This time face to the left, and you want to hop to the columns that are just in the water here, and when you look to the left a little bit further, you'll see a lift that is going up and down. Jump on this lift to go all the way to the top. Once you're at the top, hop off and you'll see a set of those falling ledges again. Follow these ledges up to the next level. You'll find another jump pad which you'll be able to launch up and collect the next orb, which will spawn in even more of the level. Okay, so once that's rendered in, look to the left and jump to the bridge with the gap in it that you see in front of you. Head to the right and head over towards the next orb. So jump the gap in the bridge, hop to the column on the right, look to the ledge below, jump down, hop to the column in front of you, look to the left, make your way around the jump pad, and then on the other side you will find, if you look down, do not go up the jump pad, you'll find the collectible Affluence. From here, turn around and you want to follow the ledge to the right. This will take you back up to the jump pad that you would just buy, and you want to use that jump pad to go up to the ledge in front of you. Once you're on this ledge, hop onto the ledge in front of you again. Turn around, hop to the ledge on the right, and you're going to use these jump pads to make your way around to the next orb. Now be sure to take your time with this. Occasionally it takes 2 bounces. Make sure you line up your jumps correctly. Don't forget to hold down the left bumper button because this will give you a bit more speed, a bit more velocity, and head over to the orb to render in the next section. Okay, so once that's loaded in, hop down to the ledge in front of you below and start making your way over to the moving ledge. So jump to the pillar in front of you. Now once that comes back, hop on board. And you want to ride it all the way to the other end. Now you're going to come across your first set, I'd probably say the first set of really kind of tricky jumps. So hold down the left bumper to do a sprint jump. This will send you further. The particular corner of the ledges can make it tricky. Use the jump pad to go up. Look to the right for the next jump pad and head over to this one. You will just about make this jump. Look to your right again and you will see the next orb. Hop onto the platform to pick up this orb. Let's just say, like I said before, take your time with each jump just to make sure that you don't fall in. Now once this is loaded in, you want to turn around again and go back to the same jump pad that you were using a moment ago. So hop onto the jump pad, use a sprint jump as you require. Turn around and you want to aim for the jump pad now that is on the left. Hop over to this one and we're going to go pick up one of the collectibles we could not reach earlier. So hop from this one here to the ledge just in front to get to the next collectible, which is called Pearlescence. Now, apologies about the dodgy cut. I fell into the water when I shouldn't have done. Drop down, cross the falling bridge again, all the way to the end, and you want to jump back down to the story diamond. Okay, once you're at the story diamond, look to the left, hop over to the ledge, and this time you want to hop to the lift that is out just to sea. So use the jump pad to jump up onto the column, hop onto the lift, ride it all the way to the top. Now we're going to aim to land on that column in front of us to the right. So to do this, take the lift all the way up, hop to the jump pad, look to the right and you'll see the column that we just looked at out to sea, and jump over and land on top of that column. Look to the right and you want to jump to the columns that are near the next jump pad, and you want to follow the columns to the left. So keep jumping around until you get back up onto the jump pad. Look to the left once you're on the jump pad and jump over to the ledge in front of you. And again turn left, and now you want to follow these columns around until you reach the next jump pad. Again, these jumps are actually quite tricky, so remember to sprint and jump with each, as opposed to doing a walking jump. well, obviously, because you're not going to go any further. So you use the jump pad and then get to the next orb to render in the next section of the level. Okay, so once that is done, we're going to do a bit of backtracking here. So look to the right, hop to the ledge next to the lift, so the one you used earlier. Look to the left and jump to the ledge in front of you, and you want to keep hopping across until you get to the lift that is on your, slightly just to your right of your vision here. Once you're across by this lift, you're not going to ride it up, but this time jump to the ledges below it. And if you follow these columns and these falling ledges around, you will find the next collectible. So look to your left here, here is the collectible, jump across to it, and this is called Coexistence. This is collectible number 11. Now we want to return to where we were, so drop into the water to make it quicker. And this time around we want to look to the ledge on the left, hop over to the column, and then you want to bounce to the column next to the falling ledge that is slightly in the distance. So hop on over, use the falling ledge to get to the other side, and you want to make your way back to one of the orbs that we used earlier in the game. The next orb that we're going to is on the left that you can see here. So drop down to the columns at the water, so the one on the left in particular. Drop down, and then you want to use the 2 jump pads on the left to make your way up to one of the previous orbs that we collected in the game. So go past this orb, and then you want to cross one of the bridges that we crossed earlier, which has a gap in the middle, and make your way to the very end of the ledge itself. Look to the left and hop across to the other side. Look to the left again and jump to the ledge on the pillar. Look to the right, jump to the next ledge, and then jump to the slope. Make your way to the top of that slope, about turn, and jump to the column on your left, and then do a sprint jump to the pillar on the right. And then you want to use the jump pad to send yourself upwards. Once you're at the top, you will find the final orb of the game, and this will unlock a new feature to your left called the launcher, or I'm going to call it the launcher. I don't think they've named it the launcher. From that orb, look to the left, jump to the ledge, and use the falling ledge to get to the other side. Now when you go through this circle thing in front of you, it's going to send you flying. Okay, so you use it to run and jump through it, and you'll launch to the pillar in the middle. Now here we're going to get the last collectible. Now you want to hug this pillar and fall down to the right. You can do this from using the bridge earlier in the game, but this will get you the quickest way to get to the collectible joins, because this collectible does not render into the game, but you could use the bridge if you wanted to that we walked across earlier in the game, the one with the falling ledges. Once you've grabbed it, drop into the water. I'm just doing it that way because it's the most convenient. Look to the left, hop to the ledge, use the falling ledge once again, and launch yourself to the other side. Now once you're on the other side, you want to head to the left, head out to the jump pad that is on the island just in the middle, about turn, and this now becomes quite linear. So hop from the jump pad to the ledge in front of you, follow this ledge to the end, and you will find another jump pad. A common theme in this game with these jump pads. About turn again, and hop to the ledge in front of you, and you'll see a set of ledges that will fall that lead up to another sequence of jump pads. And you want to hug the wall, use the jump pads, and go around the central column, and this will take you up to some bright sparkly lights at the top. So once you're at the top, go up the stairs and walk into these bright sparkly lights to ascend. This will complete the first level of the game. And on to the next level, which is called Ruinas. Now, there was a little bit of a weird bug here with this triangle. I had to quit out of the game and dashboard to get rid of it. It was mildly irritating, but it will not break the game for the record. It just means that the triangle appears on the screen as you're playing through the level, which it hasn't done before. So into the next level, Ruinas, and to start off, hop to the grassy ledge on your left, hop across to the ledge just under the orb there, look to your right and you'll find the first collectible of the level, hop across, grab it, and you'll find the collectible concurrence. Turn around and you want to head back the way you came. So hop to the other side, go around to the other end of the bridge, hop up the columns, and you'll be back by the first orb of the level, and you want to grab this one to get things rendering. Okay, so once that's rendered in, hop onto the stairs. You want to go to the top, you can see the next orb in the distance. You want to use this ledge, do a sprint jump out to the columns, and you want to follow these columns around to the top. Once you get to the top, you'll find a jump pad that will launch you up to this second orb. Okay, so once you're at the jump pad, hop on, about turn, you'll find the orb, launch yourself forward. This will cause the next area to render in. Look to your right, you'll see these grassy ledges that will start to spawn, and you want to be hopping over to there in a second. So once that's loaded in, do a sprint jump across to the grass, and then you want to follow these ledges that are hanging off the big column in front of you around. So drop down, jump across to the next one, look to your right to the next grassy ledge, you'll find a jump pad, hop on, launch yourself up to the next level, up again, look to the right and you'll land next to the first story diamond of the level. Look to your left and you want to drop down to get the second collectible, Benevolence. Look to the left, hop back to the original jump pad that you used to send yourself to the top, bounce your way up, and you'll automatically see orb number 3 in the distance. So look out to it, do a sprint jump across, and then hop around the columns until you get to this next orb. Okay, so once that's rendered in, hop back to the grassy ledge and down to the other grassy ledge and hop out to the pillars that have just newly formed, and you want to follow this around to the next orb. So straightforward, hop your way around and grab the next orb. It's a straight path through, so keep jumping from one pillar to the other and you will get to the next orb that you need to grab. Okay, so once that's done, look to the right and you'll find a set of stairs that have newly formed. Head down these stairs, hopping across the gaps in the way. Look to the left and you'll see now there is a jump pad there. Hop over to this jump pad, and to the column on your right there is a ledge. Hop over to this ledge and you will find yet another cubus called Confluence. Now from Confluence, hop up onto the tiny ledge here. It's a little bit buggy, I could probably do it in a better way, but it's the quickest way. Hop to the pillar and then you're going to follow the sequence of jump pads around. There's 4 in total, and you want to make your way up to the very top. Just remember, if you're not comfortable with the jumping kind of things, take your time, bounce maybe once or twice and make sure you line up your jump properly, and don't forget to use the left bumper to give yourself a bit of extra speed as you're airborne. Once you get to the top, look to the right and you will see the next orb. Land on top of the structure, grab the orb and drop down to the bottom. Okay, so once you've done that, head down the stairs, and again we're going to take another left turn. So once you've got to the bottom, look to the left, make your way back to the jump pad that we used to get to the previous collectible, hop over, jump on top, about turn, and you will see again another collectible. Launch yourself forward and you'll pick up Acceptance. Now from this one, you want to drop down to the ledge below. Apologies about the cut, I had a bit of a nightmare and kept falling in the water. And you want to follow back to the beginning, up the stairs, and you want to take a look to the left, and you want to follow these columns around. So hop across each column, head to the right, and there's a jump pad at the end of here. You want to use the jump pad to jump yourself up onto the big column to your right. Follow the ledge out and you will see a moving ledge here. Now take your time with these. They were a little bit tricky and the character seems to slide a little bit as you were using it, hence the dodgy cut earlier. But take your time and you should get that solved. So once you've picked up the next orb, we're going to be heading to the left. So we want to jump back to one of the columns we were previously on, and this time we want to go to the right. hop across, and you want to go to the grassy ledge number 1 and jump to grassy ledge number 2. Take a left, follow the stairs down, and you want to be jumping to the column to your right, which has got the grassy ledge on it. Hop on over, use the jump pad, and turn around 180. Not the way I do it, I'm terrible at directions and spinning. Hop up to the collectible, and this will spawn in the area to the left for you. Okay, so from here, drop down, back to the ledge, onto the stairs, and in front of you you'll see this very tall lift. Hop on board the lift, and you want to look to the left, and you want to hop over to the ledge on the structure. Jump to the grassy platform, look to the right, come to the edge, peer down, and you will find the next collectible. This is called Advertence. And then from Advertence, hop across to the grassy ledge here, and make your way around to the back of the large square to the next set of columns, and jump up to the top for the next orb. Okay, so once this area has loaded up, you want to head to the left and you'll find a newly spawned lift just here. Hop on board the lift, ride it up to the top, look to your right and you'll see a column and a jump pad. Make your way across, and this will throw you up into the air, and you want to land on top of the structure. Once you're on top of the structure, look to the right, back to where you came from, and you will find another collectible out on a pillar called Deference. From Deference, look back to where you came from, jump down and use the jump pad to launch yourself back up to the structure. Jump to the other structure on the right, and you want to follow the ledges at the end of here around to the next orb. Okay, so once this is all loaded in, and I apologise for the dodgy cut because I kept dying, hop over to the pillar in front of you and then back to the original structure. Make your way to the end, drop down to the ledge below, and when you get to this intersection you want to take a right. Now this was actually the hardest part in the game for me because I am terrible at ledge jumping orientated puzzles, but it's a little bit buggy, but take your time and you'll get to the other side because the character slides a little bit. But just hop across the ledges until you get to the stairs. Once you're on those stairs, hop across to the island on the right, and you want to follow the ledges around and make your way up to the next level. At the top of here there'll be another story diamond if you wish to read it. Now you want to face to the right, go past the jump pad and make your way to the very end. Look down and you will see a jump pad below with the collectible. Fall down to get countenance, I think it is. And then you want to use the jump pad to launch yourself back up, and then use the jump pad that was originally there to go to the next level. Pick up the orb at the top to render in the section, and we will be going for the next collectible. Okay, so once you've picked up the orb, you want to head out into the structure and you want to hang a left, and you will see the next collectible in the distance. Go to the end and you want to jump down. You want to pick up the next collectible called Eloquence. This is not a word I use to describe myself. Now, once you've picked up Eloquence, jump into the water to respawn back at the top. Following the same structure, so look to the left again. Walk out to the middle this time, but we're not going to go all the way to the end. We're going to go about 2/3 of the way on, and we're going to jump to the ledge that you see on our left here. Hop over to the walkway, make your way to the other ends, and hop up the columns. And then you want to make your way over to that jump pad that you've just seen on the left. Jump down, land on the jump pad, face to the right, and land on top of the pillar. Now you want to follow the ledges here in the sequence to take your way all the way to the top to find the next orb required to move the level on. Okay, so once you've grabbed this collectible, give it a few seconds to render everything in. You're going to be heading back to the structure that you were just on, just down to the right there, and we're going to be heading to the orb on the right. So once this is loaded in, look to the right, jump to that structure that we were hanging on to earlier above the collectible eloquence, drop down, make your way to the other side and hop across the grassy ledge in front of you. Use the jump pad to launch yourself up to the next section, and there'll be another jump pad in front of you, and you're going to hang a right on this column here because there's a ledge just on the side of it which contains the next collectible furtherance, which is collectible number 9 of the level. Turn around, jump back to the jump pad you just used, and you're going to land on the column with the right angle. Follow it to the left, hop to the ledge, and you want to use this lift here on your right to take yourself all the way to the top. Once on board, turn around and there'll be another ledge that you can jump to. So at the top, turn around, hop to the ledge, head to the right, and there will be a second lift that you can ride up. So once it's down, here I didn't take any risks because I'm not a risk taker. Hop onto this lift and ride it all the way to the top. Again, about turn at the top and make your way across to the next ledge that contains the orb. Okay, so once that has rendered in, hop to the falling ledge on the right and jump to the ledge in front of you. Look to the left and you'll see the collectible in the distance. Need a bit of a tricky jump to get the collectible condolence. You can do this in other ways. This is just on the route. So this picks up the collectible condolence. And then jump into the water. You'll respawn back at the orb that you just collected. Again, go back to the same ledge. But this time when you're on the jump pad, you want to head to the column that is directly in front of you. Once you're up there, you want to follow the falling ledges around until you reach the jump pad, and you want to launch yourself up to the column on the right. Once you're on top of that one, as you can see there's the next orb on the right here, head over, jump on the falling ledges until you get to the next orb. Now the next jump is a little bit tricky. We're going to use one of those launcher tools that we had in the first level. But this time around, as you can see, the orb is just floating in midair. Now we want to use the launcher to get the orb, but at the same time we want to land on the far side of the structure and not fall down. So once you've launched to the middle, make sure you take the time to aim your jump and land on the structure. This will then cause once you've picked up this orb, this will cause the next part of the area that you want to go into to render. You can get back up if you fall down, it's just a bit of a pain. Now jump to the left and land on top of the column. Look to the right and you want to jump from one grassy ledge to the next grassy ledge until you get to that jump pad in front of you. Once you use this jump pad, this will launch you automatically up into the next orb, but at the same time aim to land on top of the structure. Don't worry if you can't, but you know, it's just easier. Once that's loaded in, you want to look to the pillar on your right. You want to hop to the top of this pillar and you want to jump across to the next one. Once you're on that side, look down and jump to the red platform in front of you. Look to the column on your left and jump to the next dark red platform. Hop to the next column. Wait for the lift to fall down, come down. Hop on top of the lift. Use the jump pad to go up. Use the second jump pad to go up and jump to the ledge on your right and grab the next orb. And struggle to climb up the stairs, which I do on a daily basis. From this point, once this is all rendered in, we're not going to go straight forward. We're actually going to do a bit of backtracking. We're going to make our way to the orb over in the top right over here that you can see. So, apologies for the cut. I kept falling. Turn around. Look to your left and you'll see some newly spawned moving ledges in. Hop to the moving ledges and keep going down until you reach the column that is in front of you. And then jump to the column next to the jump pad here. And at the edge of this column, if you walk to the edge, you'll find the next collectible for this level, which is Diligence. Look to the jump pad. Use the jump pad to launch yourself up we don't want to go onto the ledge above us, but we want to land next to the orb that we've previously collected. So drop down to this orb, jump to the ledge in front of you, and keep going until you've reached the next jump pad. Once you're at the next jump pad, launch to the top of the structure. And you want to go to the left, look to the left and you'll see another jump pad. So as you go up, land on top, jump to the next jump pad, about turn, land on the top of the structure, and you can probably figure out where we're going to go next. Make your way to the top of this particular column. You will grab yourself the final collectible, Acquiescence, which will bag you the achievement Grains of the Sun for 100G. This is for collecting all the cubes in this level. Drop down to the column structure onto the right that's got the lifts inside of it. Hop on the lifts. Now you may need to wait for these lifts to synchronize, as they're a little bit out of sync normally. I was lucky this time around they were in sync, but don't jump straight away. They may have to get into synchronization. Ride these all the way to the top. Once you get to the top, you will find your next orb. Grab this one to load in the next chunk of the level. And once this is done, look to the right. Now do a very precarious jump to the falling ledge on the very far right hand side here. Hop across the ledges and you'll see an angled launcher in the distance. Make your way to around the far side of the structure and you want to hop over to the launcher itself. Jump into the launcher, about turn, and try your best to land on top of the structure here. I had a bit of a nightmare earlier. I cut it out so you guys didn't have to endure it. Pick up the final orb for the level, and this will load in the exit, which is right in the middle of that structure in front of you. Once that's done, precariously kind of drop down to the ledge below and make your way to the middle to finish the level, and this will bag you the achievement for completing level number 2. And that achievement, I believe, is called Ardent Dawn for another 100G. Okay, so on to the final level. I believe it's called Asticus, I think. Although, strangely enough, as you're going through and get the achievements, it's called Civitas. Once you get into the level, again, about turn, go the long way around like I do. Make your way to the top of the stairs and you want to hop over the columns till you get to your first orb of the level. Okay, so once that's loaded in, we want to jump to the column on the right, then we want to jump to the column on the right, and we want to jump to the column on the left, and then column on the right. Look sharp to your left, hop over to this one, and then you will find the first collectible of the level, which is called Inference. From here, drop back into the water to take you back to the first orb to save you from hopping all the way around. It's just quicker. Now look to the jump pad, but this time you want to face to the left. We're not going to go to the right this time. Jump to the island in front of you and then hop up the 2 ledges across from each other, and then jump to the jump pad in front of you and launch to the column ahead. Take a right, hop over to the next column and you will see a slope. Go up the slope to find the first story diamond of the game. From the story diamond, take a left, hop to the pillar in front of you, look to the left and hop to the next pillar, go up to the next level, walk to the edge of here, look down and you will spot the second collectible, drop onto the top of this one and it is Remembrance. Then follow the pillars back to the top of the ledge you were just on. Okay, so once you're back at the top, look to the ledge on the left to find the next jump pad. Hop up and you will see orb number 2 directly in front of you. Jump over and grab this one to load up the next section. And you're going to want to drop down to the story orb that you would just buy a second ago. Not much really loads in with this orb. So drop down, hop over to the ledge in front of you, directly in front of you. Look to the left, jump to the next column, look to the right, and use the jump pad to get to the next orb on top of the pillar on your left. Okay, so once that's loaded in, you'll see a bridge appear in front of you, so you're going to want to make your way over to this one. Use the jump pad to get to that walkway. Now make your way along this walkway, but we're not going to go up at this time. We're going to go directly through the gap that you see in front of us, and we're going to drop down to the next collectible. Be careful, this jump pad can send you flying in a bit of a funny direction. But this will give you the collectible omnipresence, and use that same jump pad to get back to the top. Hop to the right, hop to the left. Drop to the ledge on your left and then jump to the ledge on your right. Make your way around to the back to find another jump pad. They're pretty much everywhere in this game. And then hop to the next jump pad and up to the next orb to render in the next section of the level. Now apologies, I've got a bit of a dodgy cut here because again I kept failing. But that's me. So look to your left where you see the jump pad. Hop over to the jump pad itself and then drop to the set of columns on the right. Jump forward to the column in front of you and again jump forward to the column in front of you. Jump to the ledge on your left. Jump to the column in front of you. Oh my god, you're going to get so bored of me saying that. Jump to the next column. Look to the right where that story diamond is. Go up to the top and you will find some more jump pads. Use the two jump pads to get to the next column. Look to the right, look to your right, and you want to make your way over to the walkway. About halfway along this walkway, you will find your next orb. Make your way over to this one and pick it up. Okay, so once that's loaded in, jump back to that original walkway and kind of do a bit of a backtrack to where you came from, because the next collectible is on to your right, as you'll see as you go past. Jump down to that ledge and grab it, and this is Permanence. From Permanence, about turn, drop into the water to respawn back at the last orb because it's easier than trying to navigate your way back. Hop to the same walkway. This time don't go all the way to the end, you just want to kind of go to the right a little bit here. Hop over to the next ledge, and again look to your right and we're going to find another collectible. Drop down to this one and grab it. This is the collectible Pervents. I can't really figure out if that is an S or T. Again, drop into the water, about turn, jump to the walkway in front of you, make your way back to the ledge where that previous collectible was. But this time around we're going to carry straight on and we're going to go to that jump pad that you see ahead. Jump over to this jump pad. As you use it, look to the left, hop to the pillars in front of you and hop across all three and then jump to that ledge on your right. Once you're there, use the jump pad to get on top of the column to your left. Or fail at it like I do. Make your way to the end of the walkway and use the jump pad to get to that next orb. Okay, so once that's loaded in, we're going to do a bit of a backtrack. So turn around and jump to the pillar below. Hop back to the previous ledges and return to the jump pads that got you up there in the first place. But this time we're going to go to the right and not to the left. Look to the right, you'll see this ledge kind of hanging off the main pillar. Jump up to get the next collectible, Ascendance. Ahead, hop across to the pillars below. This time take a right and jump across till you reach the walkway in front of you and follow that to the end. Look to the left and make your way up until you reach the top of the slope, and use the jump pad on your left to get to the next slope that is on the left hand side. Once you're there, make your way to the top of the slope and use these ledges on the left, and you want to hug the wall very closely here to avoid falling down. Once you're at the top, you will be on a walkway yet again with another jump pad. Make your way to the jump pad, face the right, and you will see the next orb and hop over to this one. Okay, so once that's loaded in, look to your right and hop down to the walkway below, and we're going to do a series of jumps, 10 of them to be precise, where we just go straight forward. So execute the jumps that you see in the video until you get to a jump pad. Once we reach that jump pad, we're going to take a left turn and go about things a little bit of a different way. So head over, you'll see the jump pad in front of you. Once you reach the ledge in front of that one, do not go on the jump pad. Look to the left and follow the columns to the end. And once you reach the square ledge on the right hand side, make your way around for the next collectible. That collectible is called Parlance. From here, about 10, head back to the ledges that you just came from. Look to the right, you'll see a jump pad in front of you. Up across these ledges, go to the jump pad to launch yourself up. About 10, and you'll see another jump pad. Make it over to this one. Look to your right, see another jump pad. Head over to this one. You want to go to the left this time and land on the ledge to your left. Make your way around and you will find a couple of the ledges that will fall underneath you. Make your way across to the jump pad. Go up to the top of the pillar that is in front of you. Don't try and go the one to the right like I did. I had an accident there here, sorry. Grab that orb and that will load in more of the level and another story diamond. Okay, so from here, look to your left, head over to the story diamond, make sure you stop by and give it a read on the way, and you want to jump to the ledge that is in front of you. So jump down, head to the right, and you want to go up to the top of the slope, and you will see the ledges in front of you. Hop onto the falling ledges, but don't follow the path around. Go to the right and drop down to the ledge below. About 10, and look down, and you will find, again, another collectible. This collectible is called Severance. And on that note, jump into the water and make your way back to the previous orb. Now, you want to return back past the story diamond. You can see the beam of light in the distance that is the next orb. So hop down to the story diamond. This time, as opposed to dropping down on the ledges, the falling ledges, you want to go straight across. Once you're on the other side, make your way down, hop up to the next orb and grab it. And this will load in a set of jump pads just to your right here that are going to be key for getting the next set of collectibles. So once that's loaded in, jump back to the walkway you just used, head over to that first jump pad, but look to the one on the right first of all, hop over, about turn, and jump to the jump pad on the left. And then you want to make your way to the jump pad on the right, and then onto the next one, and you just pretty much follow the path up to the top where you will find the next orb. Once you've grabbed this one, give it a few seconds because you will need the level to render in so you can continue forward. Okay, so once that's done, look to the left and jump to the jump pad by the large column. Hop on top of this large column, jump to the column on the left and use the falling ledge, and you can see the next collectible in front of you. This collectible is called Magnificence, and it's what I would use to describe you guys that have been loyal to us and are watching this video. And if you like comments that are nice about you, subscribe and I will keep calling you magnificent. Jump to the next side, hop over to the pathway up, follow it to the end and you'll see the next orb in front of you. Jump to the ledge in front of it, use the jump pad on your right to get up to that orb. Okay, so once that's loaded in, you want to do about turn and you want to look to the previous jump pad you just used and you want to hop over to the one in the distance to get up on top of a walkway. Follow this walkway to the end, look to the left, drop down and about turn once you land on this ledge, and again you will see the next collectible. Hop over to that one, grab it. This collectible is Absence or Abdance, I don't really know if it's an S or a T. Jump across to the next story diamond and hop across the ledge and go up the slope to get to the jump pads, and use these jump pads to get up onto the column on your right, and then you want to follow these columns around until you reach the walkway that you were on earlier in the game. Don't go all the way to the end of the walkway, go to the middle pillar here, turn left, hop over the columns, and you want to keep going forward until you reach the next jump pad. Okay, so the next jump pad, launch yourself up, jump across to the columns in front of you, there's two of them. At this column here, look to the right, drop down to the ledges below where you see the stairs, go up the stairs and use the jump pad in front of you at the top of these stairs and about turn and you will see the next orb. Hop up onto that ledge there and grab that orb and that will render in more of the level. From this orb we're going to want to turn to the right and we're going to follow the pathway that way. So once that's loaded in, look to your right, hop to the column on your right, hop to the column on your left until you get to the walkway. Look left on the walkway and follow it all the way to the end and use the jump pad at the end. There's also a story diamond to the right if you wish to read it. And use that jump pad to excel yourself across to the walkway in front of you. Follow that walkway to the end to another jump pad and launch yourself up to the next story diamond. Go past the story diamond and you want to look down on the other side and you will spot the next collectible. So drop down and grab this one. It's Admittance, that is collectible number 11 for this level. And you want to backtrack, drop down, and this will launch you straight back up to the story diamond that you were just beside a second ago. Use the jump pad that is next to the story diamond and launch out to the jump pad in the middle and then across to the walkway in front of you. Once you're on that walkway, use the jump pad to go up. You'll see the next orb in the distance. Just take your time, these jumps send you a lot higher than usual now. You want to grab that collectible, so the orb, to render in some of the final sections of the level. The jump pads in this particular area will send you very high, so just take your time and pace yourself just to avoid falling. Hop up the ledges. Once you're at the top, use the jump pad to launch yourself up. You'll see a very large kind of column in front of you. The aim is to land on top of that column, so launch yourself forward. Once you're on the top, you will see a series of walkways that surround this column. Drop to the one on the left. So fall all the way down, and you'll see the collectible beneath you. Look to the right, drop down and hug the pillar to get the final collectible of the game. This is called Consummate. I think I pronounced that right. This will get you Memories of the Night, which is to connect with the Kubus in Civitas. Fun fact, Civitas means a collective all bound by one contract. Could insert political joke here for UK, but not. Drop down into the water, and then you want to use the ledges to hop back to the jump pad again that sent you very high last time. Once you're at the top, launch yourself over to the column in the middle. Once you're at the top of this column, look to your right, drop down, and then you want to drop down to the walkway on your right. You'll see the next orb in the distance, and you want to head over to the end of this walkway and use the jump pad that is to your left to collect that orb. Okay, so this will load in another launcher thingy for you on your right hand side or the left hand side. Doesn't really matter. Use the launcher to send yourself across to the pillar in the corner. You can't actually make this jump, it's wishful thinking, but you can't. Use the jump pad to get to the top of this column. You will see on your right hand side the next orb. Hop on over, grab it, and this will render in more of the level. And this will open up the final pathway to get to the last orb. So jump to the two falling ledges that you've just spawned in. Follow the walkway to the end. You will see another ledge, falling ledge to your right. Hop to this one. Hop to the column in front. Jump over to the ledge and then use the pillars on the right hand side over here to get to the next orb. Once you're at the top, grab the orb and get ready to exit the level. Okay, so general advice with this bit, take your time, don't do what I did. I rushed it a little bit and I fell off the side. These jumps will propel you very high, so take your time. If you need a couple of bounces to line yourself up, make sure you do it. Hop out to the jump pads and follow the jump pads around the left of that central column. Just keep bouncing. These jumps can be tricky, so remember to hold down the left bumper button to give yourself a bit more velocity if you need it. But keep following these up until you reach the next launcher. Once you land behind that launcher, you can send yourself and propel yourself up to the level exit. And this will take you into the final section of the game. You'll also unlock an achievement here called Abounding Skyline, which is for absolving the world Civitas. Once you reach the final section of the game, to get the final achievement, there is no wrong or right decision with this section. Either way, it will always unlock the achievement for you. So just follow the pathway to the end and pick the doorway of your choice. So once you reach the end section here, take your time, have a look over the options. I just kind of went through one of them that I just felt like picking. They're all relevant to the story. There is no wrong answer. You'll still bag yourself the achievement for completing the final level and get yourself the achievement revelation. I've been Drastic Ed from the Achievement Squad. If you found this guide useful, make sure you like, comment and subscribe, and happy hunting.